I'm an actor as well. I make films, but I like to do this poetry in my spare time because I feel like this is my time to let out my feelings and my expressions. Bismillah, 1 second. Now, I'm a little bit nervous, you're gonna have to be patient with me. We're gonna come out our comfort zones now. I'm not gonna maybe say the things that will entertain the crowd. I'm one that tends to speak from the heart and hope that I connect with the hearts. So I'm gonna tell my personal life story and journey and hope that you can understand. Yeah? Is everyone with me? Okay, let's go. You see, I went to sleep thinking about death, but I woke up thinking about life. I get distracted by stress, I cover it up with a smile. I saw my crew turn to steps, yeah, and then I run, now I fly. I'm on this physical journey with one destination in mind. My past is my history, the grave's there in front of me. So all I have is today to make the most of me. And I'd rather lead by action than inspire with my words. So the less that I say, the more that I do, the more that I learn. But I'm surrounded by lights, camera, action. I'm the topic of debates, gossip, and their discussions. Somebody tell them I ain't got the time for these distractions. Cause when I die, I'm afraid of what might happen. They recognize my face. Some ask me for my autograph. I tell them that my faith don't justify superstars. So switch off the lights, turn off the cameras, and cut the action. Cause when I die, I'm afraid of what might happen. I'ma end up the same place my granddad went, the same place my auntie went, the same place my cousin went. I just pray that this time that I spend when I'm down here, I do enough to make my grave like a garden of paradise. When I'm down there, I know the difference between wrong and right is so clear, it's black and white. So why do I end up in the grey area? We are some real victims of our ignorance. I hope I do enough now to really make a difference. I made a difference in my heart, made a difference in my mind. I was glamorizing crime, now I'm analyzing time and realizing that I'm walking a thin line. Although my lifestyle seems fine, my smile is just a lie. Can't afford to show my weakness. We all end up defeated. I was the one they turned to for hope when hope was mostly needed. They put me on the stage, my name was filled with praise. They praised me so much until I wanted to walk away. And even though I was getting paid, the truth is I would have done this either way. Just to see the smile on mama's face, just to know my daughter's mind ended up in the right place. Cause daddy started off selling apes, MC on and tapes. Now there's thousands buying tickets just to see your daddy's face or hear your daddy's voice. Cause daddy speaks wisdom. The ghetto child converted to religion. The maniac was risen. And that's the same year Bob Marley died. To a mother from Trenchtown, the same place Bob Marley rise. To my surprise, I had the same effect as him. I represent the same struggle. We got the same shade of skin. Now sister, we bring the ghetto uptown. And there's nothing but rich people on the streets that I walk around. Or the restaurants I eat in. Casually on the weekend, surrounded by celebrities, watching the money we spend. The only difference is I need money to live, but I don't live for money, so I make it and easily give back. And backbiters always on the attack, speaking without thinking and gossiping without facts. The truth is they spend half the time thinking about me, probably why they only achieve half what I achieve. I bleed, sleep and I breathe, sweat after I run. I'm just a human like you, but look what I become. I learned to balance my fun as I balance my work rate. They were sleeping early while I was always up late, and I was up early while they were sleeping late. That's why there's lobster and caviar and black cod on my plate. I came from an estate, but I didn't wait for the handouts. I was getting my hustle on, they was playing runouts. That's why today I come out looking like money, and I'm meant to be religious, so they're looking at me funny. We was the young pathfinders, street boys trying to leave that life behind us. How could I see options if I'm walking around blinded? There's angels in the ghetto, Allah came and find us. Who would have thought that I'll be standing in Arabia in this white cloth with the stars of a believer? I come from Gypsy, always success didn't meet us. I could have ended up dead on the streets, bruv. But I had the vision, the young one with a dream. I was the first one to run around my state in those Versace jeans. First one to ride back to my hill on the NRG. First one to step out in those Nike 120s. Had a party like Esco. Retro with a white smile. Walking with a bounce and an ounce cause my life's wild. I'm from the streets where the G's found peace. I saw Chris turn to Mustafa and Shuk turn Abdulaziz. And as those planes hit the tower, my brain got hit with dawa. Sitting down with Millie Mark, contemplating by the hour. If I make this decision, I would explain it to my mother, explain it to my father, relate it to my sister. And it's crazy because I was raised as a believer. And in school they say he's an underachiever. But look what I achieved, bruh. I went and got married, had a daughter, guess I thought I was ready. I ended up divorced like I couldn't walk steady. But I grew up with nothing. My mum didn't have nothing. I was looking at this world thinking I gotta make something. Every young teen in my block grew up with big dreams. And the only opportunity we saw was in those fiends. I saw the dope turn to money in my jeans. I saw the coke turn to money in my jeans. Saw my face up on the screens. And now I'm listening to the slander. Propaganda spread by my own brother. And they're tweeting like a soldier was my best hook. I flew away to Kuwait and I wrote a book. I flew across the United States and I spoke the truth. They flew me out to Malaysia so I could guide the youth. I flew back to the UK and I wrote a film. I saw my face in like 125 tube stations. Who would have ever knew I'll be standing in this position? Look at the way I grew. But I don't let the place I come from affect the place I end up. I could be in a pub on the bender. I could be in the street with the grub and the worker. I'm just a real hard worker. Lost 100 grand, I still stand tall. Reminiscing on them days when they would call me Smalls. You know what it's like to stand on stage and then scream your name and go home to the big home and still feel pain. I used to catch a number 2 with a fake bus pass. Now I walk through the West End, they ask for autographs. I could check Mario to buy your Audemars. But life don't excite me, this too shall pass. Life is the waiting room, heaven is my residence. I don't need perfection, but I'm striving for excellence. Trying to make a difference with my presence. Like Malcolm, I'm a dire legend. Sometimes I feel homeless, thinking about the homes I had, driving in a big car but living out a duffel bag, sleeping on the brown sofa on the younger brother's pad. I'm filled with mixed emotions, call them happy and sad. And I won like 2 awards in the past 2 years, learned to make money from the information in my head, invested in my brain. All that time I spent away, that was beneficial. That's why I love my teachers in Kuwait. But do I, full of Denzel, have a big career? Or do I want the same heart as Abu Huraira? I got the agent on the line telling me Hollywood was near. But at the same time, I just see the fire getting clear. You see, when I was 15, I wore my hat low, backwards on those back roads, in my string vest and my jean shorts and my Air Max and my afro, on a GT doing wheelies. Tapes turn into CDs, loves turn into envy, I'm turning to MB. I didn't change when they hated me, I didn't change when they rated me. Allah sees what they didn't see, rewards me with those brown knees. So at 19 I'm in a masjid, I got my socks off on that carpet, Shahada on the tip of my tongue, and it's equal where my heart is. Going back to the day where I started, hair fade without parting, tracksuit in Mercedes, text messages from ladies. They would say I've gone crazy, ghetto child from those 80s. I was raised on Bob Marley, now I'm listening to Mashari, Rashid Al-Afasi. Why'd I change, they ask me. To them this life means everything, to me it's only temporary. So at 21 I went to Egypt, learning Quran and Arabic. I was an Ahli fan, not Zamalek, and Medina Nas is where I live. I weren't fazed by the pyramids, I was fazed by the love they give. Out there with no family, but I'm still eating with families. And at 28 I moved to QA, London boy from a bad estate. Out here on this golf road in my flip-flops and my white Vogue. How did I get here? I don't know. Where are my old friends? I don't know. But if I die tomorrow, this is the way that I want to go. And they praise me, but I would rather they pray for me. 'Cause I'm just like you, I'ma die just like you. They praise me, but I would rather they pray for me. 'Cause I'm just like you, I'ma die just like you. Yeah, I'm in there. Thank you very much.